The way I look at it this way, Bill, I have a wife, I have children. I'm 74 years old. I probably lived longer than I thought I was going to live when things were tight for me.
Right.
But I'm worried about their future. I want this country to be the country that, believe it or not, I grew up in.
Right.
It was great. I love America for that. I want them to have the same. And in the past 4 years, it scared me. I said, what the heck is going on here? It really scared me. I said, what are my kids and my grandkids? I have 7 grandkids. What kind of world are they going to live in? What kind of country are they going to live in? And it really worried me. And that's why I like Trump, because I think he's trying to straighten America out.
There are things that, I mean, I said it on my, it's so funny, to the point about like they only report the part they want to report. Last week, I said something very complimentary about Trump. Probably maybe the only thing in the whole show. And of course, I forget what outlet was it. That's the one thing they picked out because they hate me, so they want to show them. Bill Maher was like kissing Trump's ass. What I said was, and I'll say it again, and I'm perfectly happy to say it 1,000,000 times, when they asked him about the plane crash over the Potomac, and some reporter said, are you going to visit the crash site? Now, any other politician would go, well, of course, it's our prayers and thoughts. And he went, the crash site? It's the water.
Yeah, it's the
What do you
water.
want me to swim to it?
I remember that.
And it was like, that's when I like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And that's why people like him, because he said what was real.
Yeah.
He has the ability to do that. You know, he's done other badass things. That thing where he was with the Taliban dude and he has the guy bring in the aerial photograph of the guy's house, and he goes, that's your house.
Yes.
If one American is hurt in this withdrawal, we know where it is.
Right.
You know, I love America. I do too.
I know.
Always have. And I'm a history major, and I've read the news since I was a teenager. I know, not from traveling as well as other people perhaps, but I know what the rest of the world is like, and I'm old enough to have studied the history of it going back to the 60s. I have a good perspective on this country versus every other country. So many of the young people today, they have no interest in even finding out. They have this idea in their head that they live in a terrible place. That's worse than every other where. If they could just get out, that would be the thing. Just get me the fuck out of here. Good fucking luck, even with all our problems. No, I will always be with I like America. It's got its issues for sure, but we don't need a revolution. We need to fucking fix it.
You're right.
Fixing is different. Now, would I go about all the fixing ways he's doing it? Invading Greenland, etc.? No, but I'm willing to see where it goes. I will never be willing to concede that he should be there in the first place, because you really shouldn't be a guy who doesn't believe in elections results. That's a no-brainer and one thing that I can't give on. But he's there. I live in the present. You know, it's funny, Michael, these people, they come up to me all the time, you know, when I'm out, and it's like, oh my God, Bill, what are we going to do? You know, and I'm always like, get a fucking grip. Look around you. You're in a fucking restaurant. You're eating a fucking $800 dinner. Shut the fuck up. When your life actually goes in the toilet, then tell me. But don't confront me with this cognitive dissonance between, oh my God, what are we going to do? And your cushy fucking life.
Something very interesting. I don't know if you know this, but 4th of July is coming up. And at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, our forefathers, they were drinking wine. They absolutely were. So, you know, in celebration of the 4th of July, we're doing something very special. My blackberry wine, it's become my favorite one. The bottle is terrific. The taste is terrific. You're not going to get it anywhere else. And we're in a limited supply. So in honor of red, white, and blue and the 4th of July, go to franzesewine.com and try the blackberry. I guarantee you're going to like it. It's an offer you shouldn't refuse.
You know what you proved? You just said the media is not supporting you or whatever, but 31 years, you didn't need them.
Didn't need them.
And
now more than
you don't need them now.
More than ever now.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They let the podcasters into the press room now.
I know. I applied. I don't know if I'll get in. But...
Oh, I think you will after this. I think you will.
I would love to. That would be like a milestone. You know what else was a milestone for me?
I can actually arrange that.
Could you please?
At least a conduit right to the top.
Please.
Easy.
I really mean, I would be very appreciative.
Oh, yeah.
Any favor that you. It's not even my daughter's wedding, and I'll do whatever you want if you can get me in. But you know what else? You know, the other thing that was really satisfying to me, 3 days ago, I had Rudy Giuliani on my podcast.
How's he doing?
Well, he was great. He was a terrific sit down. It was just
Really?
great. Yeah, for me, it's like came full circle. This is the guy that wanted to put me away for 100 years. You know what he said to me? He says, Michael, I've been watching you for 30 years. He said, I really think what you're doing is real. He says, I respect you for getting out of that life and turning your life around. And it meant something to me coming from him because I knew we were badly on opposite
Right. For
sides.
people who don't know, in the 90s, he was the prosecutor in New York, and then he was the mayor.
He was a great mayor. Come on. After 9/11, he did a great job. America's mayor. He was great.
Yeah.
He's a great leader.
That, to me, that's the formula. A Republican moderate, which he was then, in a blue place. When you find that, like Republican governors in blue states, Larry Hogan and Maryland or others, it just works because they can't get too far right because it's a blue state. But they're not full of bullshit, woke nonsense. Right. So their popularity is always like, 80%.
So can we do that here?
I was going to say, can we just fucking get that formula?
Here.
Well,
in California.
Oh, in California.
Yes.
That could happen here in California. That's exactly what California needs.
Absolutely.
And I say that, and I like Gavin Newsom a lot. Don't even start the argument. But no, I was hoping at some point he would moderate to the center. It doesn't look like it's happening. So I can like somebody personally, but
digging his heels in.
Yeah, as all the Democrats are.
Looking for $50 million to fight Trump while the city is burning.
Well, we have done this podcast on land that rightfully belongs to the Chumash tribe.
I'm not getting
And I would like to apologize for us just being here before we go off the air.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to plug before I...
No, I mean, we had a great glass of wine.
Again,
the book,
and your
Mafia Democracy.
Where do we find your podcast?
Anywhere.
Your very popular podcast.
My podcast is on YouTube and Rumble and everywhere else, like you.
Go. And the book, Mafia Democracy.
Promise me you'll read that book. At least breeze through it. I want you to read because it makes a lot of sense. I don't want to get into all now because I get carried away.
Books and movies.
And it's trust me. And then say, you know what, you're full of shit, or I agree with you.
No.
Yeah, I think.
Well, I already know what I think about you. That's full of shit, and what I agree with you, and it's a healthy dose of weed. Right. That's what makes friends,
That's right.
I thought when your time came, Michael, Senator Giuliani.
You got that down. You sound just like him.
I don't apologize. That's my life. And I refuse to dance on the end of strings held by big shots. Now, when all the calls checked out, you don't know who it is.
You got it down.
What's the other line?
You got it down. I got to tell you.
You're going to do the other line, but okay. I did it, Pop. I checked
great,
it.
Bill.
That's
Thank
right.
you.